Hey everyone, Miss Dempsey here, and this is the list of the brave souls who tried to conquer the round 9 of the GR Supra GT Cup, which is on Tokyo Expressway South Inner Loop. I hate this track. Alright, so what you're about to see is me with a different livery this time. So this is me in the Kyoto Animation Dragon Maid livery, and I just thought this would be a neat way for me to support the studio after what happened recently. So after this race, I'll go back to the GT Planet Ryoku livery. But here we are, we're about to start the race, Fuel Map 5, and I'm not going to lie, I was super anxious. I felt like I was about to have an anxiety attack throughout this whole race. My qualifying did not go as well as planned. My hands were literally shaking throughout this entire race, and here I'm doing some fuel saving because I've done practice runs and I've found that I'm usually a bit lower than the percentage that I need to complete the race doing the no stop strategy. So here, I'm getting some drafting, some substream, so I can push the car a little more, and here I'm already thinking this is going to be a mess. And let's see what happens here. I go for the usual brake point, but I completely forget that everyone started braking earlier, so I ended up dive bombing Mr. Wilson over here. My apologies for that. A little poor for me, but again, it could have been a lot worse. So I'm just trying to squeeze by through here. Fuel map 6, trying to save as much fuel as I can through this section because you don't need that much power to go through here. Now I start to bring down lower 2-3, and this turn, I call it the death corner just because it likes to screw everyone over. If you take this turn slightly too fast or slightly too slow, you end up hitting the wall. You have to take it perfectly. Now we're going too wide, but I'm going to let this guy pass, just ease off the throttle. I want to try going a single file line because going too wide through this section is definitely a bad idea. As we saw, someone took the turn wrong, the guy in the yellow car, but look what happens here. Oh no! Everyone here just ends up hitting the wall, so I end up just flying by these people and go for the usual braking point right here. And it's getting a little chaotic here, so I'm just trying to squeeze on through, just squeaky clean. And let's go ahead and move a bit to the right, give this guy some space because I don't want to get penalized myself. So going up the hill, I bring the fuel mapping to 3 so I can get a bit more power. Then back to 6, trying to save some fuel. And now I'm right behind car M, and I'm trying not to get any collisions on him because if he ends up hitting the wall, then I will definitely get a nice 5-second penalty. And it's a little hard to see my braking point because you have the position, the plate above the car, so it's a little hard for me to see where my braking points are. So, and here I am again, just trying to save fuel, and now I'm on track, which is all good. Now I can go ahead and push the car just a little more. Just trying to be really clean through this turn. This turn is pretty easy to mess up. It's really easy to go a little too fast, and if you mess up on this turn, then you'll definitely be on the back foot for this straight right here. Past 2 people, so far so good, and I'm breathing a little easier now because we're making up places. I'm actually back to where I started. This turn, hit it right in the apex. Cards fan goes a little wide, so now I'm right on his tail, but he's going to end up getting a bit of a gap on me just because it looks like he has a different fuel setting. Well, slightly a big gap. There you go. Now he's creating the gap. Here we go. Try to be really careful through here. I'm trying not to hit the wall. Stay right on his tail. Maximize that substream. Get that good speed and fuel saving. But here I don't want to pass him, even though I'm on the side of him, because as I said last lap, it can get really messy down here. So I'll just stay in a single file line, stay right behind him, and hope that everything goes well through here. So he ends up grinding the wall just a little bit, and I'm going to see if we can try to go for the pass on the right side, but he ends up starting to defend the position. So I go on the outside and do my usual braking at the braking spot. Go a little wide, but again, it's not too concerned yet. Right now I'm just trying to keep my composure, but this guy right here, I think it's McLaren, he ends up getting a run on me, and he's clearly going much faster than me, so I'm gonna go ahead and slow down a little more and try to let him pass and hope that he goes faster this turn so we don't have to fight too much, slow down too much for the position, because that'll just enable everyone else behind us to catch up to us. And he ends up sliding through this turn. I nearly hit the wall, but everything's good, and I got the run on him, but he's in a different fuel setting, most likely 3 or 2, so he's going a little bit faster than me, so I'll just go behind him for a moment just to get a little bit of that slipstream. Here we go, through here, and he ends up sliding again, and I'm going to go ahead and get the run on him, get all that slipstream, because now I'm fuel mapping 2. And we're just going to hang out here because it looks like he's actually on fuel map 1, as he seems to be going just a slightly bit faster than I am. Bring it down to fuel map 6 to get ready for this turn. And I'm braking a little early so I don't end up punting this guy to Pluto. I want to try to be careful, especially in this track, because there's no runoff area or anything like that. Your only runoff area is the wall, and well, actually that's not a runoff area. He ends up cutting a corner, so he gets a half-second penalty. So now I'm going to try to see if I can stick right behind him so I can easily pass him when he comes across the penalty zone in the next lap. So let's go ahead and fast forward through this section a bit. Alright, fast forwarded to the end of this straight right here. Now we're going to see right here, we all get jumbled up. We're all getting nice and friendly, getting to know each other. I get the inside, and I'm going to go ahead and bring the fuel mapping down to 3. But McLaren over here, he has a better fuel mapping. He got a better exit, so he's going to go ahead and pass me like nothing. Now I'm going to go ahead and try to get myself to the left. And oops, awkward. Our Foley was getting a huge gain on me and accidentally squeezed him between myself and the wall. So here I am with a nice dose of 5-second penalty, and here I'm already thinking that my race is pretty much over, as we're about to enter lap 4. In this next straight that we're about to come across after this turn, I'm going to go ahead and serve the penalty, and I'm going to go ahead and let this guy through because clearly he's going faster than me. I don't want to cause any more trouble, and I don't know what happened with straight race over here, and I braked a little early because I couldn't see my brake marker. So yes, I'm not sure what happened with him. He's going really slowly, and here we go. Serve the penalty. It's the longest 5 seconds ever. There we go. Serve the penalty, and as you see, I'm already down to 17th place. I'm not really looking forward to seeing where exactly I finish. 18th and 19th are on my tail, so 18th is about to pass me, and indeed he gets a pass. But let's see what happens here. Okay, he goes a little wide, but then he goes really wide. 19 is on my tail. We go 3 wide for a moment, but I managed to get back into 17th and keep it. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to see if I can catch up to the rest of the pack. But I mean, what happens right here? Our Foley is going really slow for some reason, and I took a look at the replay, and unfortunately he somehow ran out of fuel. I thought he was just trying to be nice and let me through, but after taking a look at the replay, that's what exactly happened. So now I'm up to 16th, 15th, and a few other guys are not that far ahead, so I'm going to go ahead and see if we can try to catch up to them. They're not too far. 15th is coming in, and I end up passing him like nothing. Slow down a little bit, and I grazed the wall, but still nothing too bad. Now, 2 of these guys have a penalty, so I'm going to go ahead and try to get as close to them as I can so I can go ahead and make an easy pass. 11th place is just right there. 10th place is just ahead, and actually I went ahead and passed someone who was in the pit stop, so now I'm down to up to 14th. Excuse my error. And I want to try to cleanly pass these people. I don't want to cause any issues. I don't want to bump into Apple Pop and get another penalty, because I already had to deal with that. If I get another penalty, then my race is definitely over. So just go really nicely through here, and I think I barely tap him, and here I'm thinking, oh no, my race is over, but I somehow don't get a penalty. So I flash my emergency lights just saying sorry, because I didn't mean to give him a tap. So now I'm up to 12, back where I started, back to square one. So let's try to take this turn nice and clean. And 11th place, and actually 10th place, I'm about to overpass him because he's serving his penalty. We call passing KV Den. So now at this point, I'm getting a little hopeful that I might be able to get a top 10 finish. If I get a top 10 finish, I'll be very happy about that. And over here, I see someone else with a penalty, and it's Lady Cyrus. And I don't want to know how he got the penalty, but it's really unfortunate that he got penalized because he's a very good driver. Maybe some unfortunate accident happened. I don't know. I'll have to take a look at the replay, see exactly what happened. So as long as I stay within 5 seconds of him, then I should be good. And I think someone else ahead of him also has a penalty. And again, we're on the last lap, so I'll have to really try to catch up to him. And it's Car M with the penalty. A little hard to see what his penalty is through the editor program that I'm using. So now I'm trying to really push the car. I know I have just a little over enough fuel to be able to push the car to the finish line. So let's go ahead and see what happens here. This happened right here. I can kind of get a good run on some people. If I do it right, I can definitely catch up to Car M and Salady. And Car M with a 5-second penalty, so most likely he cut a corner over in the dock section. And he's getting a bit of a run on me, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to see if I can get any closer to him. Mr. Wilson coming up behind me, and I know he pitted, so he most likely has better fuel than me. He's likely going to be on fuel map 1, so I have to really keep an eye out for him, make sure I don't get a similar incident with Foley early in the race. And I'm getting really close to these 3 people right here. They're really fighting for position. I'm gonna go ahead and try to take this turn as clean as I can, but I go a little wide. Have to be careful with how much I'm accelerating out of the turn. And what you're about to hear is my live reaction as I was doing this race. Oh, top 10. This entire time, or like just right now, I just feel like all this weight has been lifted off my shoulders. Like, my hands are even trembling right now, just because of how anxiety-inducing this race is. And yeah, this race is just anxiety-inducing. I'm so glad that this race is over with. But hey, 9th place, going up 3 positions, I'll take it. And once the 4th race starts to count, this race will be the one that's going to count for me. And that is all for today's episode of GT Sport Racing. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is Mr. MCA, the world's most okay player, and I'll see you in the next video.